out here in the Pioneer Farm. And she decided to come down. And so she did. And you heard how I set that up. I've done the same thing. I made sure the doors were locked and everything was good. And Ruth Ann read story. I told a story. Maybe the story about the girl. Maybe. I can't remember then. It's been 52 years, I guess. 50 years at least. Yeah. Been that long. And anyway, though, here's what happened. You don't want to miss this part now. This is the real scary part. Luna might run off and hide. It scares her so bad. It doesn't really. She does run off sometimes, though, doesn't she? She usually barks at exactly the wrong time, gives everybody a heart attack, including me.
Everybody.
Yeah. So Ruth Ann music comes down. We tell the story. We read the books. Dora reads some. I read one or two. And Ruth Ann music herself reads about 5 stories. And she reads the Telltale Lilac Bush. And after it's over, everybody's getting in their cars. We parked right at the Pioneer Farm. And Ruth Ann and Dora said, I hope you liked it. And she said, we both had a book. And she said, would you sign my book? So Ruth Ann signs it. I'm standing there. And she didn't sign mine. But I mean, they kept talking. So I thought, well, that's all right. Because she said, I'll be back. I love this. She said, I promise you I'll be back this year. This is the best setting for my stories I've ever seen. So anyway, we go on for the rest of the summer mostly. And I've done something one day, and Dora's done something. I go home, and I get home, and I'm getting ready to go to sleep. It's probably near midnight. Might even be 1 o'clock in the morning. And the phone rings. Landline phone rings. I answer it. I can tell it's Dora Lewis. And she said, Bugs, guess what? And she just sounded odd. And I said, Dora, I don't know, what am I guessing about? Just guess. I said, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what happened. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to tell. What am I supposed to guess? Dora said, you're not going to believe, Bugs. She said, do you remember last week when we told the story of when Ruth Ann came down and we read that story and we told it and promised that she was coming back, but she's never come back yet, but she was going to? I said, yeah, of course I do. I remember that. I said, she hadn't come back yet, but we got a few more weeks. She goes, do you remember what happened in that last week? I said, yeah, it was the scariest time we've had out there. So here's what happened that week before. We're all in the same setup. I locked the 2 doors and sat down. Dora lights her candles, gets her book open, and we're ready to get going. And suddenly, on the ceiling above us, on the floor of the upstairs room, something is walking. It staggered a little bit and then starts walking right toward the little stairway that comes down to the door, which is right over there. Now everybody in there is hearing it. My guess is they think we're trying to scare them, setting something up. But everybody looks toward that door because this is stepping down the steps toward that door. And she says, Bugs, I'll bet some old drunk guys come out here during the day and got drunk, passed out upstairs. If he comes down here and sees all of us sitting around the candle, he'll probably have a heart attack. Catch him before he opens that door and tell him what's going on. So I'm thinking, man, I don't want to go up there. I don't know what this is. So I walk toward that door, and right as I reach toward the door handle, it starts to turn. Whoever that is has made it to the door. And everybody in there kind of went, and I step back, and the door opens up. And I went, ah! Because the door opened, but there's no one there. And the candle goes out, and a crash happens, and people start screaming. And me too. You know, and we're like, ah. Well, suddenly I can hear Dora trying to strike a match on the old kind of safety match, on a box of matches. And it lights, and the candle comes on, and she says, see, he must have run back upstairs, Bucks. Go see. And I thought, oh, man. And all the people are going, man, that was good. Y'all, that was great. Y'all did good. So I go upstairs and there's no one there. Well, there's no way out of that room. There's no way out of the rooms where the one downstairs. There are two doors. Both will still have those boards in them. You can't get out. What in the world just happened? Dora said, look over here, Bugs. She had a carbide lamp, and she shone it down. She had a flashlight, too, but the carbide gives a good ambiance. And she said, look at my book. Well, now, here's a book. If you know much about books, especially relatively new ones, they don't open easily to any particular place in the book. But this one opened one page over that's blank inside the book cover, the hard part of the book, to where Ruth Ann had written, I so enjoyed coming to your ghost story, and I will be back. She goes, it stopped right there. And we're looking at it, and other people got up to guess and looked at it. Yeah, it's, you know. And then the book kind of just flipped over and covered that up. Dora got it and put it on there, lit the second of the candles, and we all go on and have a regular scary night. That was just odd. Don't know what happened. Except now I'm getting a phone call. And it's Dora Lewis. I said, Doris, what do you want? It's like 2 in the morning or something. What do you want? Take a guess. I said, I don't know. She goes, do you know what time we did those stories last week? I said, yeah, I suppose we were sitting there reading when that scared me, and you told me to go upstairs against my judgment. I suppose that was about 9 o'clock. Why? Why are you so interested in that? Somewhere between 10 till and 10 after. We had the same schedule every time we go out there. She goes, Bugs, Ruth Ann Music died. And I said, oh, and I was sad and told her how awful that was, because she was such a good person. And I said, and I'll never get my book signed. It shows you how selfish you can be. And she goes, yeah, it was about 9 o'clock. And I said, well, tell me how she died. She goes, I don't know how she died, but I know what time she died. I said, what time? She died at 9 o'clock. Guess what day? I said, I don't know what day. She says, what day did we do that? I said, Tuesday. I really don't remember what day now. I said, Tuesday. She died at Tuesday, Bugs, right when we were doing that story. I said, Ruth Ann Music did come back. She did. That's what Dora said. She did come back. She came downstairs, walked down the steps, and gave us a good scare. Now, Ruth Ann Music, I have no personal doubt. Ruth Ann Music was a ghost, a spirit, or whatever she was. Ruth Ann Music is the author of a ghost story book, The Telltale Lilac Bush and Other Stories. I have a ghost story book out myself, but if you want to buy one Appalachian ghost story book that is better than all the rest, it is The Telltale Lilac Bush by Ruth Ann Music. And I have no doubt she came as a ghost to visit this park. Ooh, yes. Anyway, that's that story. Folks,